who are raising the possibility of a pandemic are looking at how the cases have been spreading. As of yesterday, there were 23 countries that were reporting cases. We keep seeing case counts jump every day despite very aggressive measures being taken by governments. So when you have this many infections spread out across the globe, as it has been, that really makes you think that we are entering a pandemic phase if we aren't already in one pandemic. Then that means we should be shifting our focus from preventing, trying not to just put all of our emphasis on trying to keep the virus out, because pandemics, viruses spread really too quickly and too silently to be able to do that, but to be focusing on how we try to reduce the spread in our communities, protect the people that we think are most at risk of becoming severely ill and dying, and especially important is not to try to interrupt global trade and travel that could, say, make it difficult to get essential medicines from the places where they're made, which is in large part China.
The U.S. is rapidly trying to prepare its healthcare facilities in order to receive what's probably going to be a surge of patients as this virus spreads in the United States. We have to really assume now that containment is going to fail based on how many cases we're seeing and this wide spectrum of illness with many mild cases that may not even be being diagnosed, but yet are still contagious. So we are doing that. The diagnostic testing, as was mentioned earlier, is very important to get that ramped up, understanding what we're going to do with these patients when they get to the hospital in terms of do we have enough bed capacity, do we have enough...
The immediate future, where we're very likely to see outbreaks of this virus here in the United States, hopefully small outbreaks, the vaccine isn't going to be ready in time. And it's likely that there's cases here in the U.S. right now where people are spreading this at a low level. We haven't detected it yet. Who haven't traveled to China. Remember, we're just testing people from China who present with significant symptoms like a high fever or pneumonia, but only probably about 20% of people actually develop pneumonia from this virus. It might be even less than that. So for every one person that we catch, we might be missing 8 or 9 who had mild symptoms but didn't present to a doctor with them.
The reality is it will take over a year, in my expectation, to really find a new vaccine for this. So we need to really use epidemiological controls to really get this situation in a better place.
It would be the upwards of a year before we have data from those types of studies that would support a vaccine that is licensed for general use.
Hi, I'm Tom Anderson. This is the Anderson Alternative Channel. So yeah, as you can see, the spread of disease is rapidly increasing in China. They now have over 400 million people quarantined, which is larger than the entire population of the United States. The experts are saying that there's basically no way that we can stop the pandemic from spreading to the United States, and that the cases are such that there's no way to detect it fast enough. Once people get it, they don't get symptoms for between 2 and 14 days. And so we don't know who's a carrier and who's not, and that there's already probably people carrying it without symptoms pretty much around the country. And so it looks like that we are going to get a pandemic level of spread here, potentially millions of cases, maybe even hundreds of millions of cases. But no matter what happens, it's going to disturb a lot of issues in the United States as far as transportation, the economy, financing, the stock market. And so there's things that we should be prepared for, including having enough food, ways of saving money other than in regular Federal Reserve notes. We should probably make sure that we have water and energy available. This is a great reason to be off the grid. And obviously that's something that I'm passionate about, is getting people off the grid. And if that's something that you thought about maybe doing, there might be still time. As long as we can still get solar panels from China, which is where they're mostly manufactured, I'll probably still get a system built. You probably want to make sure that you have some sort of like canned meat and bone broth. Those are probably the best things that you can store as far as good pro-immunity foods. I'd also recommend whey protein powder. That's a great way to maintain your protein intake over time, because it's dry, so it'll keep for a long time. You can get a couple big buckets of whey protein powder, add it to water or milk or something else. That's good for kids too. Kids like whey protein. Basically, it's a milkshake. And so you store that up, and that's a good source of protein for both maintaining your muscle mass and your immune system in case you can't get other forms of food. Some way to maintain your wealth. So if you have money in a 401k or a brokerage account, you probably want to move that to something that's a little bit more safe. So put in gold I prefer Bullion Vault. Bullion Vault is it's an international vaulting system where it's very inexpensive to store your gold in places such as Zurich, Switzerland, and London, and various locations besides your own country, just in case when things really get bad, the government might put it on some sort of export controls or capital controls. And so, if you wanted to leave the country, if things got really bad here, if you wanted to, say, go to, I don't know, Caribbean island or something, where maybe the disease hasn't hit yet, then with Bullion Vault, you can just go, you can leave with just the clothes on your back, and then whenever you arrive, you can go online and get your gold from whatever vault you have it in. I'll put a link in the description to sign up for Bullion Vault. So that's about it for today. I just wanted to relay the fact that the experts are saying that it's coming to America. There's really no stopping it. There's no vaccine. There's not going to be a vaccine for at least a year. So at this point, we really just need to prepare and be ready for it. Don't forget to check out my previous videos where I tell you about how to boost your immune system with antioxidants because like I said, there's no vaccine. So your only real defense is your innate immune system. And in order to bolster your innate immune system, you need to have a strong amount of antioxidants. And so go check out those videos and learn how to increase your antioxidant capacity so that you can fight this thing when it comes. If you found this video useful, please like it and share it with your friends on social media so that everyone can be prepared for the coming pandemic. Also, please subscribe and click the bell icon for future updates. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.